Welcome to the June Tech School. I am, of course, here in the Collier and Thompson demonstration kitchen with Chef Cassie Viers of Home Wine Kitchen. And this month we're doing something so summer. It's like summer in one dish. It's so bright and fresh and flavorful and gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today we're making a tomato terrine. Terrines actually refer to the dish in which you use to mold them.
Which would be this.
And this is a really great one that I picked up locally. It's a collapsible one. And this is a 9-inch one. The recipe that you'll find online and in print is for 11, so we'll have a little extra today. But I got to put my hands onto this 9-inch one. And it's great because it opens up, and you'll see when we actually get the terrine out how useful that is. And also you want layers.
Right.
The thing about terrines is they're visually stunning. You want layers of color, layers of texture, and we're using tomatoes today, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on some beautiful baby heirlooms. The tomato water that we're using incorporates tomatoes, water, and fresh basil.
Did you use a food mill? How did you?
We really just squeezed the tomatoes to get all the juices out.
Easy.
Yeah, and incorporated some water, ran them through a food processor, strained it back out, and now we have it coming to a simmer.
Perfect.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare our pan. You just need some sort of oil, pan spray, some sort of coating to get the saran wrap to stick to the outside. So we're just gonna press the saran wrap in. Be careful, you don't have to get a complete smooth surface here, but be careful not to get any holes in the saran wrap as you press down, otherwise the aspect will leak out and you'll just be left with tomatoes.
And be aware that the texture of the folds and the wrinkles, that's going to end up on the surface of your terrine because of the aspect,
Gently pull up on the sides to get the wrinkles to release. And now we're going to bloom our gelatin.
Okay.
All right, we have a 1/4 cup of cold water and 1 ounce of powdered gelatin. We're going to sprinkle the powdered gelatin over top of the water. Now this is a lot of gelatin in comparison to how much water we have. So you're going to end up, by the time it's done, you'll see it's pretty much a solid substance.
Oh.
It won't take long, but we're going to give it about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to start slicing our tomatoes.
Okay.
Okay, so our gelatin has bloomed. We've got all of our tomatoes sliced. It is
like a puck.
Yep. Just a big hunk of gelatin. We're going to dump that into our simmering tomato water. Okay, our gelatin's melted down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit back into the original measuring cup. All right, now we're going to go to our terrine.
Okay.
We're going to pour just a little bit in the bottom.
It's not going to melt the plastic wrap.
It's not going to melt the plastic wrap. About 1/4 inch. And also, whenever you pour it in there, you'll see where you've missed some air bubbles. So once you get all your air bubbles tapped out, we're going to put this in the fridge just to set up just a little bit for about 5 minutes, maybe 10. All right, so our gelatin mixture has been in the fridge for about 10 minutes. You can still see it's got a little bit of give to it, but it's slightly set. So we're going to start with our yellow tomatoes.
Now, I have to say to all you folks watching, you told me that you debated for an hour.
Over which order to do the colors.
An hour.
An hour. Put some thought into the layers that you want. Think about how you're going to slice it when it's done and that you want to see clear layers, a progression of color. So I've started with the yellow tomatoes and I've pressed them down into that layer that was almost set, and you can see that that has kind of come up in between. And also with the pressing, I'm also pressing out more tomato juice, giving it more flavor. All right, we're going to wrap this tightly in plastic wrap. And we're gonna roll it up because you will get, as we weight it down, some of the water that comes out. So you don't want that seeping everywhere. So if you start with the plastic wrap on the bottom.
Easy enough.
Press the air out. We're gonna place some weights on top. Canned goods are perfect for this if you've just got some.
How? Like
on their side.
Lengthwise? Okay.
You just need something to keep the tomatoes from all floating up and out because they need to be in the liquid. I did a couple bags of dried pasta. Put it in the fridge for about 8 hours. Longer is perfectly fine. And we'll come back and slice off a piece.
Perfect. All right, so it's been 8 hours and the terrine is all set up. Now you said this is kind of normal. You can expect some of it to kind of overrun.
The weights are going to push some excess liquid out because you want to overflow it like we did before to make sure that you have plenty of liquid. And this is kind of a great example of what not to do. One of my weights tipped and you can see that there's a dip in one side, and you'll see it even more as we unmold it.
Beautiful. The aroma, I mean, it smells like a fresh tomato.
Yeah, this is so perfect summer. You know, with the tomatoes being completely raw, like I said, you just get those bright bursts of flavor that come through.
Perfect afternoon, in the backyard, glass of rosé like you suggested. I can't imagine anything more summer.